Hey, soul lovers, happy Self-Love Sunday. So I saw this video with regards to that you don't need to love yourself. And I listened to the video and I wanted to see what this guru's perspective was on the topic of self-love and where he was coming from and what his thought process was about self-love. And I can see after watching the video, what he was trying to get across. So saying that we didn't need to love ourselves, we didn't need to respect ourselves, because saying those things that I love myself might indicate that you are more than one person and it's just you. So after some thought and some consideration, I agree to what he's saying, because what he is saying is that all you need to do is be love, be respect, embody those things, embody love, because that's what you are at the core of everything. However, we can't get to this higher frequency, this higher state of love, of being love, of knowing our divinity, unless we start moving up that ladder of self-love and understanding ourselves a whole lot better. Because you cannot get from this bottom point or this weak foundation of who you think you are and jump up to this higher level of understanding of who you are without doing the work in between. So how that's done, how we get to that higher frequency, that greater state of love, that understanding of that we are love in physical form, is by creating that strong foundation for ourselves, of understanding ourselves, of beginning to release those old thoughts and patterns and belief systems, and really incrementally moving up that ladder of understanding to love and joy. So we have to start wherever we are comfortable, because we can't take that leap because it's too big of a distance. And to really understand it, we have to begin where we are comfortable, where we where the words, where the understanding, the teachings, whatever it is, really resonates for us. And some of us are starting at a higher point than others. That's their journey. That doesn't matter where you're starting. Just as long as you're starting, you're beginning to move up into that knowing, that knowledge, that understanding of who you are. Because I don't know if you've realized that as you were growing up, that you were not given the tools to understand who you truly are, to really truly understand how to love yourself and to respect yourself, and to just move through those deeper emotions, those feelings of loss and grief, and taking on those beliefs from other people, those maybe hurtful words from other people, those triggering situations. When we are not dealing with those things, then we are suppressing those things, and those things will come up later. So this process of self-love begins with creating that strong foundation for yourself by beginning to understand yourself a whole lot better and moving up that to a higher level. And eventually, when you begin to feel that self-love, understand it, begin to know who you really are, you move through situations and experiences, those maybe not so great experiences. You begin to move through those with more ease, with less heartache, with less grief. You'll be able to transmute those denser energies into a higher, more loving energy. So as you're moving up this scale, then eventually you begin to see and understand that you are love at the very core, that you just need to be love. That's all you need to do. And this might seem very simplistic and like, oh yes, just be love and everything will just be awesome. But being love is loving unconditionally. And that's what so many people, whoever, your authority figures, your preachers, your teachers, have always said, those gurus, unconditional love. And we could understand it on some conscious level, what unconditional love means, loving without condition. But none of us have really, or very few of us have really understood what that means, because a lot of times when we're in relationships and the other person does something that just really we don't like and maybe is disrespectful, and we begin to see how that person acts and responds, and suddenly we feel like we're blocking our heart, our love from that person, because we're not liking the way they're acting. So that is conditional love. And when we say we love someone because of who they are, what they do, that's based on conditions as well. So when you say to someone, oh, I love how funny you are, you really actually appreciate that quality about them. It's not the reason why you love that person. And I've said this before, that there's no reason to love but to love. And so that's this whole thing about just be love. Just love. Like even when people are getting on your nerves, you can still be love. Things are not always going to be how you want them to be, or people are going to annoy you. Situations are going to be crappy. There are going to be things that will happen that will really weaken your foundation, or feel like they've weakened your foundation or closed your heart. But it doesn't mean that you can't continue loving. Like even in relationships, if you split up with someone, or just everything just went sideways, it doesn't mean that you have to stop loving that person just because of that. You can love them, but not be with them. And that's okay, because love is unconditional. So as we are on this journey to our own loving nature, our own self-love, this is how we begin to get to that place of embodying love, of who we really are, is by creating that strong foundation of understanding, of knowing, of beginning to love ourselves. And then when you are getting to that place of self-love, then that being love will just integrate into your life a whole lot easier. So I hope this helped you this week, and I'll see you next week.